Он же прямо надо мной. Повторяю, прямо надо мной.
They say that in the warfare of the future, your enemy will be a specter.
Цель захвачена. Четыре призрака. Их вытащили на свет.
But what happens when that specter...
This is a symphony of destruction. Written by gods of metal.
Night falls.
Because high above, the oracles of the sky had already begun to weave their web of fate. Each pilot sees not with his own eyes. They see with the eyes of a single god, named the Network. From its sanctuary, the all-seeing eye observes all, bestowing its wisdom upon its stealthy children.
A whisper in the storm, a ripple in the ocean. The first warning was ignored.
The specters are entering the tiger's den. But they are not alone.
With them are the reapers of the sky. True gods of war, born to dominate.
Target data received from Spectre 1. Engaging.
The Oracle points the way. The Reaper will strike. A perfect coordination. A silent death sentence. The god's wrath is unleashed. Not with a roar, but with a lethal whisper. Two invisible thunderbolts are fired, carrying judgment from a place unseen. On the other side of the chessboard, the Frost Drakes are still unaware of the coming storm.
Ракета. 11 часов. Уходи.
And then, hell speaks. No warning, no sign. Only death, arriving at speed.
A dance with death. A race against the light.
But the Reaper's scythe is not so easily denied.
Охотник 2 нейтрализован. Я не вижу нападающего. Повторяю, ничего не вижу.
The greatest fear is not the enemy you see, it's the one you don't.
The Thunder God has awoken, but he is blind. His rage has nowhere to fall.
Активировать низкочастотный рейдер раннего предупреждения. Просканировать весь сектор.
Переход на тепловой режим охоты.
Посмотрим, сможете ли вы скрыть свое дыхание.
Бинго! Цель захвачена.
Spike, IR lock. Spectre 1 is targeted.
For the first time, the hunters feel the gaze of their prey, a cold sensation.
The order of battle is inverted. The lances of ice are launched to punish arrogance.
The oracles are forced to dance. A clumsy and desperate waltz to evade the Reaper's scythe.
Reaper 1 engaging, providing support for Spectre flight.
When the oracles are in danger, the gods of war must enter the fray themselves. The real battle begins. Stealth versus super maneuverability. The invisible blade meets the serpent's dance. The Frost Drake displays its dominance in the close quarters dance, bending space to its will.
But the god of war does not fight with finesse. It fights with pure, unstoppable power.
Reaper 1, Hunter is on your 6, low, break right.
Though in danger, the oracles are still the brains, still weaving tactical threads in the shadows.
And from the ground, the Thunder God finally has eyes. His wrath finds its target.
A desperate act to escape the gaze of the earthbound god.
A swift and deadly stab.
The dance of the god of war is both powerful and refined. Every move is an answer.
The moment two gods face each other, Time seems to freeze.
The vigilant heart still beats, pumping the lifeblood of information to every warrior.
Mayday, mayday. Spectre 3 is defensive. Multiple bandits.
The net of the oracles is beginning to tear.
An oracle pushed to the brink becomes a kamikaze warrior. A life for a life. A price paid for survival. The light of an oracle is extinguished, but it bought precious time.
The sacrifice of a comrade ignites a fire of vengeance in the heart of the god of war. He no longer plays the wyvern's game. He returns to his true nature, a hunter.
On ischez. Bud ostorожен.
The quiet is now more terrifying than the roar of the battle.
The hunter returns from an angle the prey never expected.
Final judgment needs no thunderbolt, only the sharpest fangs.
A rain of steel descends, ending the wyvern's dance.
The challenger to the throne has fallen.
When the pack leader falls, the wolf pack scatters.
A moment of respect between two gods, two great warriors.
All Reaper, all Spectre units, Red Forces withdrawing. Mission accomplished.
The battle is over.
But victory always comes at a price. The survivors guide each other home from hell.
The Thunder God is wounded, but the price to do so was the blood of the Stealth Gods. This simulation scenario revealed a truth. In modern warfare, technology is not everything.
Even gods grow weary.
They proved that even specters can bleed. And that is what makes their legend immortal.
Every component of the wyvern is tested, bent to its absolute limit.
A metal soul released back into the ether in a silent flash of light. The eye of the shadows opens, searching for the warmth of life in the endless cold.
The wyvern's fangs are bared, carrying the fire of vengeance.
These are the guardian angels of fire, born to die in their master's stead.
The roar of the god of war, breaking the wall of sound, announcing his presence. Towards the stars, where no wyvern can follow. This is the domain of gods.
A dance upon the water, where the line between sky and sea is blurred.
A relentless serpent of fire, with a singular purpose, to find and destroy.
A classic maneuver, a perfect answer, written in the textbook of the air combat gods.
In a thousandth of a second, two warrior souls see each other through glass and steel.
A life for a life. The brutal but fair law of the battlefield.
Returning to its element, returning to the shadows to prepare the final blow.
The death machine is activated. 6 barrels, 1 sentence.
A beam of justice or of vengeance, painted upon the canvas of the sky.
The light of a worthy adversary, recorded one last time in the victor's eye.
The hunt is over. The survivors carry the tale.
Comradeship forged in fire, more precious than any metal.
The Thunder God's throne is broken. A legend of invincibility has ended.
The sky, the eternal witness, silently heals the scars of battle.
A broken body, but the machine's soul still fights to bring its pilot home.
An invisible wreath laid down by the ruler of the sky.
The fragments of the net are reassembled, ready for future battles.
The vigilant heart also needs to rest, to prepare for its next beat.
They arrived as specters, and they leave as legends.
The scars of battle, a god's medals of honor.
The final touchdown, ending a long journey from hell. The hands of the healers arrive to care for the wounded warrior.
The return of the king, silent and full of authority. The god sheds his armor, revealing a heart still hot from battle. He rests, but never sleeps, always ready for the sky's next call.
Technology does not decide the victor.
Tactics and courage do. In the next chapter, the clash between a drone swarm and a single ace pilot. Will artificial intelligence or human instinct win?
Subscribe so you don't miss out.